What's up and welcome to this week's episode of How Not to Summon a Scenario, where we ask the important questions like, how would the summoning boys make the best harems?
Jim keeps laughing even faster. Sheeny's here with all the answers. Podcast full of fun romancers. Rolling dice, no time to think. Chaos comes before you blink. First create another scene. Messing up in ways unseen. How not to summon a scenario.
It's an anime episode. We haven't done an anime style one in ages.
We haven't done an anime in ages, and I was thinking, why don't we put together the ingredients that form the best harem anime?
When the pervert's not here.
When, when the guy who thinks he knows anime isn't here.
Yeah. I can't wait until he hears this episode. You're going to get some angry messages.
What? Because he watched some old anime, he thinks he's the most knowledgeable anime.
So, Grayson's not here. He actually has COVID, and that's apparently a thing still. I don't know how
he's
it's a thing. Unvaccinated.
Get your jabs, people.
Yeah.
It's not a lie.
And we mean literally he's unvaccinated for everything.
I only had one jab.
Did you?
I didn't even get the second.
Did you just, claim it?
Absolutely Herculean effort.
I doubt it.
No, I didn't. I didn't even get the second. I just had the first. Because I wanted to travel.
I thought you were supposed to have, the second.
No. They said as long as you've been jabbed. There wasn't a jabbed twice. It was as long as you've been jabbed, you can travel.
Oh, okay.
So I got jabbed.
Well, my IQ only went down another 20 points when I got the second jab, so...
So, we're gods.
Are we... Oh, okay. I thought we were going to go for,
No, I'm saying we're gods, and we're going to put together the perfect... Or we're anime creators.
Ooh.
It's another term of gods.
Okay. I mean, they are gods.
And we're going to create the best harem that we can think
What, between
of.
us?
Yeah.
5. You got to have 5. I feel like 5 is the number. Maybe 6.
5 what?
5 girls for this harem. Maybe not girls. Could be guys as well, to be fair.
Maybe 6.
Ooh, you want to go 6,
We'll keep going and see if we're missing any as we go along.
We can't keep going because our harem would be huge.
It would be huge, and that's why we don't need to stop.
Okay.
So anyway, first things first, the type of harem. Gotta be an isekai.
Yes, it's got to be transported. Oh, I don't know, because I've liked some of the different
it's gotta be an
harems
isekai.
that you can get from different
you get
things.
Rent a Girlfriend and stuff like that is basically a harem. That's
High School of the Dead.
Yeah, it's a zombie harem.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. But I still think the genre-wise, isekai is best.
Okay, but can we put the people from?
But I don't want an old guy who gets sent back to then have his own old guy mentality.
Oh no, you want a young guy to go to an old guy?
No.
Oh, that'd be funnier.
I absolutely don't. 18 plus.
Okay.
This harem is not going to be this. I'm a clueless guy and I don't know what's going on. I want a guy who's going to take advantage of his situation.
So you want to have you in?
I want a guy who's not oblivious.
So you.
There are some animes out there like Trinity 7 and stuff like that, where the main guy is like, yeah, I love women, and I don't care who knows it.
I mean, to be fair, High School DxD's like that, but also...
he's still hooked up on his ex in High School DxD, even though Samurai Girl really likes him.
No, I'm on about High School DxD.
Oh, DxD, sorry. but through
You're on High School of the Dead.
Circumstances,
he never
happens.
gets well, you say that by the end.
He pushes a nipple in and this, that, and the other. Do you know? And powers up and stuff. Like that.
I would power up if I got to do that to Ria's Grimoire.
I mean, would your perfect harem anime have your character powered up through that sort of thing? Because I don't know. I think that's a bit too much.
Yeah, no.
Even though I want an 18+ one, I don't want a guy powered up through sexual means.
No, that'd be weird.
No. So I'm thinking...
I mean, it works perfectly in High School DxD, but still.
I'm thinking like a normal 18, 19-year-old guy who does a good deed.
See, I like the...
dies.
I like the aristocrat transported to a world...
Yeah, but as an assassin.
The assassin who's transported and becomes an aristocrat. Do you know what? I really love that.
One's got to have him go and meet the god. He's got to die, and God's got to go...
What do you want?
I saw your heroic act in the real world.
What do you want?
And I've got a world that needs saving.
What was the heroic act?
What would make a good heroic act? So
it's got to be something
the slime anime.
It's got to be something.
He pushes his mate out the way and takes a knife for his friend.
It's got to be something where you're blooming. The god's like, I've got to let him get away with more.
I'm saying burning apartment building, and he saves a child from it.
Ooh, okay. I was thinking more like, I feel like it's got to be bigger. Like, his sacrifice helped save multiple people.
So why don't we have a bomb disposal expert for the police force or something?
Ooh, I like that.
He's a young one.
Ooh,
He's
I like
new.
that.
He's new. He's fresh. But he knows he can't defuse the bomb, so he just takes himself out with it, but
Covers
saves
it.
everybody.
Covers it, basically.
Like throwing yourself on a grenade.
Yeah, that doesn't work very well, by the way.
A little bit.
If it's a big enough bomb, you just become extra blooming shrapnel.
I'm thinking, what about there's like a suicide bomber in like this massive giant building, and he just grabs him and jumps out the window with him.
Like
And it explodes outside the
Nakatomi
building.
Plaza sort of thing.
Yeah,
I love that.
So he throws himself out
Yeah.
the building with this guy, and they both.
No, takes the vest. Just the vest, though. Because I think that saves them anyway.
Well, no, because he could throw it out the window. I want it to be there's no other choice here but to push this guy out this window, and the guy grabs hold of him at the same time, and he goes out with him.
Yeah, fair.
So he doesn't really want to throw himself out with him, but he has
or
no
a
choice.
countdown. A countdown on the bomb.
Yeah?
That might be more apt, because I feel like then you leave a bad guy open for later on. You see? I'm thinking...
No, because...
we're
you
dying, yeah.
What you have is you have that main bad guy show up in the fantasy
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, I like that idea.
As a rival, as a nemesis to him, and they both have their memories from that time when he tried to stopped him from
that's
blowing
cool.
up the building.
No, I like that.
So that would be cool because he can turn into like an evil wizard or something.
The only other thing I was thinking
with
was
explosion magic.
bit on the nose, but okay.
Well,
I was thinking more. I had two different ways. I was thinking that way, or I was thinking like Overlord style. Because Overlord style would be fucking cool.
Yeah, but I want my
OP.
guy to be rewarded by going into this fantasy world as a thing is the other show where he's reborn as a baby and grows up and learns stuff.
I think that's Aristocrat.
Pretty good. No, it's the Mushoku Tensei.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that one as well. Is that the one with old Paul?
Yes.
Yeah,
Paul.
that's the
It's
one.
Paul. Yeah.
Old Paul.
Yes. Yeah. Paul. Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. But as Rudius, and he grows up
Yeah.
and creates a harem.
No, I like that
becomes
idea
powerful,
as well.
Which is kind of cool. But the thing is, I don't want him to maintain or keep his memories. So it's
Okay.
really difficult because I want this guy to be. I'm fine with him being sent back as his age. As this unknown 18-year-old, 19-year-old who's popped up in this world, and everyone's like, who's this traveller guy? Like,
Yeah, I like that better. I've always liked the mysterious guy that turns up out of nowhere.
so he gets sent back. So he meets God. God's like, you did something amazing, and you deserve to be rewarded. And
What sort of god have we got here?
I need a hero. It's gonna be like a big jugged,
I thought so. Like, that's
beautiful
fine.
goddess.
That's fine, exactly.
100%.
You know what I'd do, right?
What?
You.
No, that's too much like Konosuba.
I do like that,
I
though.
want to stray away from Aqua and the dopey goddess. I want an actual pure,
Yeah.
beautiful goddess
Yeah.
that he just is like, I will do anything for you.
Yeah, no,
Like,
fair.
without a doubt, I will do anything for you. I think in the real world, before he died as well, he should have been like this really successful with women kind of guy.
Oh, yeah. No, but he's a bomb disposal guy, so he's always taking risks anyway.
This
So
is it. Yeah,
he's always
but
throwing
he
himself.
is a charismatic guy in the
Yeah.
real world, and he's just going to bring all of that charisma with him as well.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And the goddess...
Are you statting it? Are you statting this world? Because I was going to be like, you could have like charisma up to like 10 with him.
See, he's got to level up, but I don't want him to level up ridiculously fast. I don't want him to go straight in super powerful
How
or
about you
anything
just stick
like
with
that.
charisma and like his skills?
You got to
offer
give him
what he
like
would've got.
one unique skill, which is that he, I don't know, one unique skill, but he does level up, but it's not ridiculously fast.
I know what it should be. He can negate explosives. That'd be an interesting one.
Or he can copy
Oh yeah.
magic.
No, negate magic would be OP, but also not OP.
I think it would be a bit too OP because the entire concept of the world would be magic. And he
No,
can
but
just...
there would still be swords and sorcery. So it'd be both. So he's really OP against them in magic
Yeah.
users, but he's not against them in sword users.
I'd
You
like
see?
to have him have a copycat skill. I think that would be quite cool.
You're thinking like them in Shield Hero.
Where he absorbs different things and it gives him different bonuses and stuff. I'm thinking this
Yeah.
guy is like, as soon as he can see something, he can do something.
That still reminds me of another one, but I can't remember which one it is.
But maybe have it as like he instantly forgets it once he's used it, or like he can only use the magic that's being used at the time.
Yeah, no, I feel like it should be whatever's around or being used by the other person.
Yeah.
You can copy.
That's it.
But it's overpowered against that person.
Yes.
Yeah, so he can double
Just a
the
better
strength.
version of what they can do.
Oh, yeah, he can double the strength of the magic that person uses. But
Or it's like an absorption thing where like you hit him for X amount and he
Yeah.
just tanks it and then he can throw it back in his own way.
because I could see some like really funny things with like the double of magic. Because he'd be like, "Oh my god, this guy's so powerful. Can you copy mine?" And then like the guy that has no magic, he's like, "No, I can't copy yours. You have no magic whatsoever."
Yeah.
Or like, "Oh my god, this is amazing," but he's not because all he can do is copy other people's.
Yeah, I like that. He's got to be able to level up. He's got to be able to get better. I'm trying to think of the best way to do that without rushing it. Because a lot of these harem animes that are out there, they rush or they
Yeah.
overpower them.
I know
way
what he
too
should
quickly.
be. I feel like he should be sword and shield, but with the ability to
He needs
do
to be
this
powerful.
magic.
He needs to be powerful.
Yeah, well, he's
gotta
got to
be
defeat
powerful,
the bad
but
guy.
I don't want him to be so OP that it just every single thing that happens to him in every single episode he can just deal with because he's a tank.
Well, I was thinking he's a sword and shield guy, but his special ability is the ability to copy magic users and double their attack back. Because then he's still a sword and shield
I think
guy.
no combat, and he has a staff, and that's it. And he's ridiculously good at magic and only magic. But he can use like barrier magic and stuff like that. So when somebody comes
that
at
would
him
mean
for
then that he would need some people in his harem to be good at fighting.
frontliners,
Oh yeah, that'd be good. I'm up for that, 100%.
you know, because he is this all powerful magic user, and maybe his unique skill is that he never runs out of mana.
Okay.
But
Well,
he's still got to learn the stuff. He's still
Yeah.
got to learn spells.
And
He's
all
still
he
got
can
to
do is
learn
copy.
magic. You know, he's just. How about he's got a spell book?
Oh, that'd
And
be cool.
and throughout the show, he can start filling up the spell book with different things he's learned.
Okay, I like that because
well.
we could also have it where he loses the spell book as well.
and he can, and he'll only be able to cast the things that he can vaguely remember until he gets the book back.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, because there's only things in his book, and when he's doing shit, his book can float in front of him, sort of thing.
And you want the hero's struggle as well eventually.
yeah, of course.
And what
yeah.
you want it to be is that eventually the hero's struggle at the end is he completely loses the book and then he realizes he's useless without his book. And then they're like, well, you can remember them and you can do them. You've done this for years. You can do it off your memory. And he's like, can I? And then he does. That would be the perfect way to the bad guy at the end.
You make a point of showing him studying his book all the bloody time, and you're like, but this man looks at his book all the time. Surely he's memorized his book by now.
And then in the end, somebody of course you've got to have the wizened old man that's like,
He's too distracted by
you
his
knew
harem.
it. Yeah, you knew it all the time.
Like,
you knew
yes,
it.
he studies his book, but he's got a harem that distracts him because he's not clueless about
He's
his
not
harem. either.
clueless. That's the problem as well.
So the harem.
Right, yeah, the main point of this...
And I don't want him to be that kind of character that only has eyes for one.
Dandy?
You know,
Are we
don't
talking
want,
dandy
No, I don't want him to
style?
only have eyes for the first one he meets. You know, like in some of them where he's like, there's always clearly a favourite.
High School DxD?
You know, yeah, the
Rhea
ex
Scrimmery.
girlfriend or Rhea Scrimmery. There's always eyes for that specific one, and you're like, yeah, but that's clearly his favourite. I don't want any of that.
Like
No
Heaven's Lost
favoritism.
Property?
Soronata Shimono
Yeah.
he clearly has a favourite.
Mm.
And I don't like that. I'd rather push the agenda of like, when you watch this show, you as a watcher could like any one of these.
Yeah.
There's no standout one. There's no one that gets more screen time than the others. There's not one that stands out more than the others. Like, because there's a nice selection and it's based on taste. So as a viewer, you're like, no, it's whichever one I like is my favourite.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I'm not having you push a favourite down my throat, sort of thing. Or do. I don't know. So he's gonna.
Yeah.
The first person he meets has got to be your first female harem member. It's got to be the first person he meets. And I think when he awakens, he's going to awaken in a fucking forest.
It's got to be a tank.
He's got to awake. I actually think it would be quite cool if he was found in a forest by a party of low-level adventurers.
Okay.
They find
All
him.
women?
He's no mix.
Or just
nice
a mix,
Nice mix. And he's sort of in rags, and he's unconscious in the forest, and they find him.
Okay.
And he's sort of in and out of consciousness. He sees them find him. He sees them carry him off. He sees them, and then he awakens by a fire in the forest at night. And this party are like, "He's awake. Are you okay?" Sort of thing. And he's like, "I don't know who I am or where I am." Because I don't want him to have any memories.
Okay, no, I get that. That'd be... Look, I get where you're going with that, with the woods and everything like that.
All he's got is a staff that he's found. With.
Yeah, and he's got no memories about
Yeah.
like anything, which would be good. I still feel like he should know that... no, I get where you're coming from, because I was thinking like maybe he should come into the world and at least know that he's been reincarnated.
Maybe, perhaps, in his unconscious state, he has a flashback of the goddess
That'd be
talking
cool.
to him.
I think he should have multiple ones like that
Yeah,
throughout the entire
but all he
series.
vaguely remembers is a goddess saying something along the lines of, like, save the world.
Yeah, and there's a bad guy.
Save this world from the evil
Yeah.
that is coming.
Oh, and you know what? That would be the best if it was like that he saved this person, these people in the other world, and that guy is actually the evil that is coming.
Yes.
That'd be so good.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. That's the point, is that, you know...
And you should have it like halfway through season 2 or something like that. He just pops in.
Oh,
to the
right
world.
at the end of season 1, all of a sudden he finds out that that there's this other guy, but the other guy remembers everything.
No, I tell you what, he shouldn't know that this guy's in there. This guy should just pop in.
I'm thinking the other guy keeps all his memories, and then in the final episode, in the final season, before he gets the better of the bad guy, but the bad guy flees. But before he flees, he touches him on the forehead and restores his memories.
Oh, that'd be so good.
So then season 2 is him battling with this alter ego and all these new memories that have just flooded back into his brain.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really good.
But for the whole first season, he is just he's a guy trying to find out who he is.
And touch up a load of women as well.
Yeah.
I mean, like, come on.
Oh,
let's get to the crux of this.
Anyway, the crux of the harem.
Like, you've gone story.
The first main female character he's going to meet is going to be in that party that he finds in the forest.
Yeah, and do you know what she's going to be? Blonde haired with big boobs. I'm calling it right now.
I'm going to say a cleric.
Yep.
I'm going to say
a healer.
The healer from the party.
A healer.
Really innocent.
No. I want her to
Do you want
not
a sadomasochist?
Yeah, I want
cleric.
the sadomasochist
One that
cleric.
enjoys giving pain.
No,
but can
watching
heal.
people have pain and then heal them.
Okay. Yeah, there's the
Because I like the idea of her being like, "Say please," and stuff like that to him.
Yeah, okay. So
Right.
it's like a masochist cleric.
That's funny for me. That'd be.
And we can drop it in there that like, perhaps like there's the big barbarian of the party that's found him, like whispers to him at the firelight because he's
Don't get
obviously
hurt.
staring at.
Yeah, don't get her.
He's obviously staring at because
Yeah.
he's like, "Who is she?" And the barbarian leans in and goes, "She's scary. You don't want to mess with her."
And I think like nothing should happen until like they get in a fight and he gets slightly injured, and then you see like the dark black lines behind her, and she's like, "Yeah."
Something,
Yeah.
or like the barbarian gets injured in the next fight the following day, and she walks over and he's like, no, I don't want healing. I'm good. I don't want healing. I don't want healing. And he's like, why is he so worried? That's her job, isn't it, to heal? Like,
Yeah.
and she gets out like a fucking needle and thread.
No, a whip.
A whip.
A healing whip.
I
Now
think,
that.
like it like literally just fucking sews him up.
Yeah. Oh no, that's horrific. This is still a harem, remember?
No, true. Yeah. She's got. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Okay. A massacre. Okay. So when they finally get him back to the city, they suggest that she goes off with him.
No, they leave her. That would be perfect.
They abandon
They
her.
abandon her because they're like, she's fucking mental. We
Yeah.
can't have this person. And then he feels bad that she can't ever make a friend.
I think we have a moment where she's
Yeah.
genuinely upset
Yeah.
because she obviously struggles to find a party that'll take
Yeah.
her.
So then
and he's like, "Well, I'm
solo.
I'm joining the Adventurers Guild, and I'm gonna need a healer."
And then as he's like, I've got the best way to end the episode where they become partners, and then he's filling out like the blooming paperwork, and then he gets a paper cut, and he's like, "Uh-oh." And she's like, "Do you need help?" And he's like, No, it's fine, don't worry about it. No, I can see that you need help. Let me tie you up and help you with that.
I think he's gonna make a friend in the Adventurers Guild.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, they put in another female character as the person behind the desk, don't they? As like
She's not. Oh, do you know what? Actually, I like the idea of her actually joining the party. I feel like it's never been done where she goes, "I always give out quests, but I never go on them."
Yeah, because normally another character is this caring one that runs the Adventurers Guild that's always like, "Oh, be careful on your quests," but secretly fancies the main guy. And
I feel like she should be like the leader or the person who
she's
gives.
got to be an ex-adventurer.
No, not ex. Never was an adventurer. Her father was, but he led the guild. And she then took over when he died.
I was thinking one that had her entire party killed, and then she was like, "I don't want to adventure anymore."
2 on the nose for me. I feel like it would be more interesting if she took over from her father to run the guild because nobody else would run it. And then, like, the guild's like, "We can run it. You can go and do these things now. You just got to find a party." And the guy goes through that whole thing with her. Because I feel like it should be like a case of she's desperately wanting to go out adventure, but she's worried that the guild wouldn't be able to run without her.
Yeah.
Because her father run the guild and she really wanted to do it. I think she should have been like a newbie adventurer when her father was running it.
Yeah.
So then she goes out with a newbie, you see? And they stick together and they grow together as a party, you see?
And what would you have her be? Another human? Yeah.
Yeah, as a tank.
Next one's a human again.
As a tank. I think as a fighter. A proper blooming front line. Because you ain't got a tank.
I was thinking maybe make her an assassin.
No.
Or a rogue.
Tank. I think because you need a tank after you've got a healer. And a wizard.
See, I'd rather save that till later when they realise they need a tank.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I kind of like that.
I'd have it where there's too
Hunter.
much. Like, so
Hunter.
if you have her as a ranger,
Ranger.
then she's distance, he's distance.
Yeah, you see.
And the cleric doesn't really.
And
the
he's
cleric
further
doesn't fight,
distance.
But I like the idea of having our cleric try and run in and hit people with her staff and stuff.
No. The best bit is when they're all starting to struggle and she goes in with her whip. And she goes to whip them and then she
something
just
like
heals
that.
one.
Or there's like an injured goblin on the floor or something, and they're like, "Where is she? We need healing," and she's just there torturing the goblin on the floor.
But healing it.
Like
At the same
healing
time.
it and then injuring it and then healing it and then injuring it, and they're like, "What are you doing? We need your help over here." And she's like,
helping.
"I'm busy."
No, I'm helping. Like, just as her. Like, I'm helping.
So that's the second one. Now we've got to find a tank.
I think...
How's he developing, by the way? I think when he meets the party in the forest, one of them tries to show him. I think he's going to, like...
First episode's
They're
going to be they're
recognise
working
that
out combat.
there's something about him. There's some sort of aura about
Yeah.
him. And I think the magic user in the party that finds him in the forest goes, "Oh, out of interest, do you do magic?" And he goes, "I don't know what magic is. I don't."
And then he gets taught
And
about
she's
it.
like, "Well, can you do this?" And she does like a real simple spell, and he just imitates it straight away. And
it's huge.
and it blows a hole in a tree or something. And
I feel
and
like it
she's
should be like a create water, and she like
something
makes
that.
a small
or
little
an
ball,
icicle or something like that, and she's just like that.
and then he's like, "Oh, like this."
I want it to be a world where it's all elemental magic, but
Okay.
including light and dark and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that. Like.
it's got to be.
But nobody, there's only like a select 6 people in this entire world that can use at least three of the elements. Everyone
Yeah.
else is only born to use one, and if you're lucky, 2.
I think
there's
rare
and there's
should be
like
2.
saints
Yeah.
that can use 3.
Yeah.
And they're like nobody's known to use 5 or nobody can use 6 of them. There's one guy who leads the saints who can use 4 or 5.
No, I think 4 because
Yeah.
then you've got 2 more that this guy can do.
Yeah. The most powerful man in this entire world.
But I think he
leads
should
the
be
saints.
ignorant to it. I think he should stay ignorant to it for a while.
Well, nobody's going to find out. Slowly but surely, he's going to use a piece of each of the elements, and he's going to go, I can, and obviously the harem that are with him are like, you've just used like a third different
I
element.
don't think they should
now,
care though.
No,
still feel like they
definitely
should-
not. No.
And definitely 100% the cleric should be like at one point like grabbing his head going, tell me how you found out how to do this stuff,
Yeah.
and like torturing him to try and get out
because
like,
she
how
can
he's
only use healing magic.
healing. Yeah.
You
I
know?
love that.
And all of a sudden he can use healing magic, and she gets a bit thingy because it's like, well, I'm useless then
Yeah.
because you can do it already and you can do it better than I can. So why do you need me?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good episode as well, where she's just
She
like,
has
I
a crisis
Yeah.
of if she's going to be abandoned.
I think
again.
it should be later though.
And you're
later.
bringing depth in because you're going to have this whole episode about her and her abandonment issues, and kind of why she's such a masochist.
I think you should have it later though.
Oh yeah, no,
Like,
absolutely.
when you've
You
got
need to
the entire
establish their
party.
relationship and make sure that there's some affection there. That's
Yeah, but and have the whole party together. I think by that point.
because he's the only person in the entire world that's accepted her for who she is.
Yeah.
And you will have those moments with that character where she is actually caring,
Nice and caring,
tender.
And then I feel like she should still flip back to
very
the
briefly.
other. Yeah.
Like you can have a moment where there's a tender moment, but then she spots a cut on him, and then all of a sudden she switches back into that masochist again. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, okay, third one, elf, 100%. He has to have an elf in there.
I was going to say animal.
He's gotta
Beast
have-
girl.
Although, I don't want the actually, cat girl,
Oh, yep.
kind of like the one from Mushoku Tensei.
No,
where
I know
she's
the one you're on
absolutely
about.
hench as shit, but hot as shit as well.
I know the one you're on about. That's the
Eye
tank.
patch sort of cat.
That's the
girl.
tank.
Do you know what I mean? But she's an absolute babe as well.
Actually, no, rogue.
As a cat. Cat girl rogue. Okay.
I'm leaning right into the
So maybe,
blooming-
maybe leave it really late before he actually gets a frontliner in his party.
Yeah.
So bring in a cat girl rogue who is going to steal from him.
Oh, 100%. We've got to go... Look, when we're going cat girl rogue, we've got to fall into the trope of the way that they're going to meet.
She's going to bump into him in the market
And steal his money.
his fucking coin pouch.
And he's just going to be bankrupt.
And he instantly, but he's got the skills and the magic to find her. Like, he knows how to find her.
Yes. No, the ranger should all of a sudden just be like, hey. And then those two have got a bit of conflict. You see? I'm thinking the
Yeah.
ranger should be like, hey, a minute. I noticed that. Perception. Sees that he's been taking it. And it's like, and then gets into a
And
fight
then there's
with
this whole
person.
thing where she is in debt to the
Just
criminal...
hungry. Just hungry. I would imagine
In
like
debt to the criminal organisation of the town.
100%.
And he's got to take down the criminal organisation.
100%. I told you this is...
And he's like, I'm gonna free you from your debt.
Yep.
Because that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Because that's what a good person does. And he takes down this criminal organisation, frees her from her debt, and she's like, can I stay with you?
But also that helps the town as well.
Falling in love with him because he's literally swooped in,
Saves her. I think he should save her from the blooming people that capture her.
Yeah, 100%.
Because they'll take the money, and then she runs away.
Yeah.
And then she's like, what do I do now? And then she gets caught by them because she hasn't got the money. Oh, no. And they go after her to try and find her, and then they see her getting taken away. And they're like, hold on a minute.
Something's not right.
Yeah. And then follow him, you see? I'm leaning into 100% of the trope with that one.
So he saves her from fucking a criminal organisation that she owes debt to, so she falls in love with him.
Yep.
The Ranger's going to fall in love with him because he's a hero. Like, because she's seen heroes come and go all day in the guild. And this guy comes along, and he's just nice, and he does really good things.
I think
and
because he
she's just-
respects her.
yeah, and she just loves his attitude.
No, I think as well to the respect side. So, like, when she's like, well, nobody will take me because I'm new.
Yeah,
And though I've...
and he's like, well, I'm only a party of two, and I could always use another person.
Yeah.
Like,
And he helps her as well.
yep.
And, like, they develop together. So I always feel like when characters develop together, they have a stronger bond, you see?
Definitely. Okay, so
So
that's
I like
three.
that one. That's 3. No, 1. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's 3. We've got
I
a
told you
ranger,
5.
a cleric, and a rogue.
I told you 5.
You're going to want... The next one has got to be... So we've got an elf and 2 humans.
Have we got an elf? No, we haven't.
Yeah, the elf... Oh, no, we haven't got an elf. Elf is next. Elf is next.
Fighter.
Yes.
And I'm thinking 100% red-haired fighter
Monk?
elf. No, I think
it's
just
all fists?
I just think sword and shield. This one, all armored up to
I
the
was thinking
nines.
drunken monk.
I'm just thinking armored up to the nines, and he's like, "Who the fuck is this buff dude?"
Do you think...
And then the helmet comes off, and it's flowing red hair locks.
Yeah,
and like,
that's why I thought drunken monk,
a-
because I thought slightly older than him, but fights better when she's pissed.
no, I'm thinking absolute beauty.
Yeah.
And then literally he's like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. But she tries to treat herself like the tropes of a guy knight, like a high knight that's like, I'll save you.
Backstory is her dad always wanted a boy, and she was raised as like
Yeah.
a lad.
Yeah,
So
100%.
you're going for a tomboy.
Tomboy.
That is actually genuinely just a hot babe.
Absolute bathing.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like she'd be like Prince Charming from Shrek, where it's like beautiful,
Yeah.
tries to be the trope of like the hero who saves the damsel in distress, and he gets saved by her.
Yeah.
I
okay.
feel like he should get caught at one point. And
I
like,
was thinking really good fighter, clumsy as shit.
no, that's what I was about to say. I was
Yeah.
going to say, like, she takes him up in her arms, pulls off her helmet, and she's like, "Are you okay?" As she's walking away
And he
with
gives
him.
her like gooey eyes.
Yeah. And then they look at each other, and then she trips and throws him in a river or something, and he
Yes,
starts drowning
yeah.
again. And then you could have the one with the whip just be like, "I'll save you." It's trying to throw a whip to him from
Okay.
the.
Yeah.
You see, I'm
super clumsy but a great fighter.
oh, and then she falls in as well. Falls in the river, and she's got heavy armor on, so blah 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 blah, blah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then gets saved by him.
and she's an elf.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll
You
have
see?
her as an elf. And we'll have her as she's been around for a while as well.
But I
so
don't think she should be like super hench. She just should look in her armor
no,
super
just
hench.
toned and
Yeah, when she
sleek and,
comes out of it, she just looks like a normal elf.
yeah.
like,
it's
baby,
It's one of
but-
those. I was gonna say it's one of those ones where she's got massive tits,
Oh, 100%.
but they're hidden by the armor.
But you think it's a chest,
Yeah.
like in
It's
the
just
armor.
chi-
You're like,
yeah, it's
that's
just
a
the chest plate, and
Yeah.
but then she actually gets them out, and then you find out they've been compressed down. She's
No,
got like
no,
the
no.
bandage wrap on.
no, that's a chest plate, but that's a chest plate.
Yes,
Sort of thing. That's what I'm thinking.
bandage wrap. So when she comes out of the armor and takes the bandage,
I
wrap
feel
off,
like
it's
no,
boom.
there should be that moment where they're all around the campfire and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a really nice chest plate." Jesus, like he should say it because he's not stupid. He should be like, "Holy!"
And then it just
moly."
turns out she doesn't have a party because she's clumsy.
Not just clumsy. I feel like it should be around. She's always worried that she's not good enough, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, because she has this hero complex. She feels like she constantly has to be.
So maybe the mistake she makes her self-conscious, and she just won't like. And you can have parties in the past that have wanted her, but then she'll do something clumsy and she'll just run off
Yeah, no, I like that.
and abandon the party. And the party's like, why'd she do that? Like, she's literally an amazing fighter. Like, just because she did something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, and then eventually he like brings it to light. He's like, "No, you are
Amazing.
literally incredible."
And
like,
I feel like that would be the way that she falls in love with him as well.
Yeah.
Like that he's so honest with her and tells
the
her
honesty and the acceptance and like, I don't
Oh.
care if you're clumsy. Like,
like, I love that.
yeah, okay.
Last one. Now, I have a trope that I'd like to roll into here. I think you'll agree with me this one. The tank should be fucking tiny.
Okay.
I'm thinking white hair, blue, tiny as anything. Like literally, probably about 4'5". You're like, what the
Are you
hell?
bringing in one of those ones that's questionably aged?
No,
Right.
no. I'm just saying,
Okay.
like she's tiny as shit, and they're like, what the fuck is she? She's got to be a rogue or something like that. And like when people are trying to go out with a party,
Yeah.
they never choose her because they're like, well, she's got to be a rogue. We've already got a rogue. We don't need her. So she
Yeah.
never gets chosen because she's tiny and they're like, she'll just weigh us down. But actually, she's fucking overpowered
What
as
if
shit.
he goes to the guild and he's like, because they find out that they need somebody who can tank, and he's like, and he's in the market for somebody to join his
and
party.
nobody joins.
And he asks around, and somebody from the guild goes, well, actually, there's this one person, there's this girl who takes these quests, and they're not quests for just one person. They're normally for a party, but she seems to go and do them on her own, and we don't know why. And she always comes back. She's always completed it, like take down this giant beast, like here and there. And they're like literally like. At first, we were worried and we never used to give her the quests, but now we just give her them because she seems to be able to do them and we don't know why. And he's like, who is it? And they point to this little tiny figure in the corner.
Even better, should look like a giant champion woman, huge rippling muscles, about 6'7", and you're like, holy hell! And then she steps away, and they're like, oh, there she is.
They call her. They call them. Like, because they don't know it's a girl. The guild's never seen her outside of her armor or something, and they're just like, that's Beast Killer or something. Yeah. And he goes, hello, Mr. Beast Killer, not knowing that there's a woman underneath. Yeah. And she just sort of grunts, like, and he's like, look, I'm looking for a tank to join my party. Would you be interested in this, that, and the other? And she just, like, nods or something. Yeah. Joins them
Doesn't say anything.
Mission.
I feel like she didn't say anything for ages.
Joins them on, and then it's not until, like, 2 episodes later or something stupid like that where the helmet comes off.
Yep. No, that's brilliant.
And he's like, what the hell?
No, she should be pretending to be a guy.
Yeah, definitely.
And then literally one day when... No, that's the best. It's got to be the trope. The trope
bathing in a river somewhere or a lake or
inside the blooming tavern, and then she comes. He opens the door.
I'm thinking bathing by a waterfall or something, and he just fucking and and the girls have gone off to bathe somewhere else. Yeah, and he's like, oh well, I'll go
with this guy.
Yeah, and they have already gone. Yeah, and he's like, well, if they're bathing together, I'll go and bathe with him,
and should be facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, she's got white hair. He's got white
hair.
He's got long white hair. Oh, look at him.
And a really slender physique.
He should be like quite big, like muscly but thin. Like muscly.
I was thinking she's got like some sort of spell that bulks her up.
Oh yeah, that'd be even better.
Like a bulk up spell.
So she looks thin as anything.
So she's tiny, but then all of a sudden she gets this bulk up spell where she turns into this massive hench thing.
And that should happen 100% where he jumps in.
She's half monster. She transforms.
Beast girl.
She transforms.
Oh, I like that.
And the armor's the same size as her monster form.
Like bull strength style.
Yes. She turns into this just fucking absolute giant monster.
And then, of course, we got to have the moment where he's like, I'm coming in, cannonball, dives in. And then he's like, oh.
She turns and she's soaked and she's
then, of course,
and shining and
then the suds fall off.
Yeah.
And he's like, yes. You've got to have that moment.
And then she turns into a beast monster and fucking
punches him for a mile.
Launches him through the fucking tree line. And then he lands in the fucking
lake
with the girls.
Yeah. And then gets punched back. I feel like that would be the perfect ending to an episode.
And then they're at the campfire and he's like, what's that all about?
No, that should be the ending where he's getting punched from one to the other.
She was cursed.
Yeah.
She was cursed to like whenever she's angry, she turns into this thing.
Yeah.
So it's like the Hulk.
Yeah, that's even better.
She's got a monster inside her, so that when the party need her at most, she'll get angry and she'll turn into this monster and fucking.
Yeah, I love that idea.
So you've got this cursed half monster girl in these party as well.
And of course, she's going to fall in love because he loves her for who she is.
And on that note, because this perfect harem has turned into a perfect harem anime, we're going to have to call it a day. Because we're creating a whole story and everything, guys. So you're going to have to come back and find out.
This is more than I expected us to make.
I mean, Netflix, hit us up, please. Like, we could literally make this amazing... It's
not Netflix.
It's not PG.
We're not having a Netflix
Plus,
one.
we said it was going to be like 18 softcore sort of style. So.
Japan, hit us up.
Yeah, Japan, hit us up, because you don't care. If you've got any questions or queries, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at How Not to Summon, or join our Discord at How Not to Summon a Podcast, or go to our links tree.
Are you okay?
I nearly said website.
You did.
We don't have a website anymore. Go to our link tree to find all our links, or go to our YouTube to find all our vids. I've been Sheeny Senpai.
I've been Jim.
See you later, guys.
See you later for part 2.
How not to summon a scenario. always in their view. Plans go wrong, but that's okay. Careful laughs at the end of the day. Friends will always find their way, making more fun come what may.